Okay, what we have here is a Dake square cylinder, square piston steam engine. And this particular one has a reversing valve on it here. I have your intake that I've hooked up to air right now. This is the exhaust port, no matter which direction it's running. The entire steam engine is from this area here, this way. Everything from here back is gear driven for this capstan drive on the end. So my next project is to rebuild the steam engine portion of it. And what we're going to do here is go ahead and flip it one direction and give it a little bit of air. And what you've got is a square piston that inside another one. The center one goes up and down. There's one on the outer side that goes back and forth. So you've got 4 power strokes per. So this one sounds pretty much like a Model T or something. If you go to speed it up, okay, the air compressor shut off. Again, you can hear it. The ports are arranged, so it's always the intake side, exhaust. The reversing lever changes internally where the exhaust comes out, and then opens up the intake valve to this, so that you get an instantaneous reversing. If that don't sound like a Model T. It's an air hog though. Okay, the air compressor shut back off, but it does use up the air, which means it's a steam hog. So there you have the Dake square piston steam engine. That's just running on about 110 pounds of steam. Instant reverser. Okay, that's it for now. Okay, first look inside this Dake square piston. Inside the cylinder, it looks like we have the horizontal cylinder, and this one goes up and down into the cutouts, side to side, with one of the ports. Appears there's a shim on here for the thickness. That's got to be important for the wear, because there are no rings per se. It's just up against this flat area here with the 4 ports that line up. We just broke this apart, so got to be careful of this shim so we can get it back exactly right. I wish it had a neutral so we could make this go round to see how the this goes back and forth this way. And I don't want to pull anything apart yet till I get it all documented where it is. So not sure how this corner plays in, but we will see if it's got oil grooves in it, it looks like. So we'll see. All right. Again, Dake inside the cylinder. Okay, documenting this. After removing the front plate, looking at the two pistons, I was going to figure out a way to mark it. I got to cleaning it off, and then I noticed there's a 2, a 2, and a 2. So that tells me which way the piston goes in and where the horizontal cylinder sets. So that will answer that question. What I don't know is in here, this top, there's some packing of some kind. May just be for oil absorption. I'll pull it out, while the bottom cavity did not have any. But clearly there'd been some water and oil in there. So we're going to continue taking it apart now that we don't have to worry about marking the cylinders. Okay, we're going to attempt to show you just exactly how this thing works. So this is the side stroke pressure going on the cylinder, then down on the cylinder, right side, and then just 4 power strokes per. Very efficient. It seems to be moving along pretty good. Okay, interesting fact here, not sure why, but with this piston in this configuration, which is all the way over just between up and down strokes, that's the only way you can get the piston to come out. I don't see any other things that are holding it, but that's the only place that it will come out, or that will come out. So you can see a porting here, a port there, hooked to this port and this port, exhaust and intake depending on how the valve is in the front. So we'll check the bushing out, see how much wear is in that, and we can get in here, and this piston should just be in there as it goes back and forth. So that comes out like so. I'm going to be very careful with this as not to ding anything up, because it's pretty tight. The sides were good on this part of the piston. Apparently there's wear plates that are pinned on here. It's a separate piece in here. So, not sure. I want to try to 3D print this, but it's going to be a little bit of a tussle. So I'm glad they marked this piston with a 2, the 2, and the 2 for taking it apart. So now we'll continue taking this apart, and like so. And I really want to take off the back motor housing itself, this piece. And it looks like wear block has been installed down here as well. and there's oil grooves in it. So very well engineered for back in the day. Okay, we'll stop this video and continue when we get to the next step. Okay, forgot to show the crankshaft turning, which is what gets you your up and down motion all the way around. Apparently it likes that position to be able to take the piston off, but there's no hooks that I can see. Okay, just a little side note on this Dake. It doesn't look like there's anything on the top, but there is on the bottom. They have put a wear plate in here with some oil grooves in it. That's their way to adjust when they were machining everything so they could get everything tightened up. It's not really a gib, it's just a wear plate of harder material. There's not one on top. There was one on the sides of each piston as well, on the up and down piston. So just that as a note, the wear plate on the bottom. If anybody can come up with a model number, I can't read it, just let me know. Thank you for watching.